surprisingly, Geno Smith shows you what happens after a decade in the league of sucking and not playing.
Fine wine.
Right. Like a well smelled cheese.
Vino Smith. Vino, that should be his really good. That's his. You know what? God damn it! I gotta get on Twitter. We gotta wrap this thing up. I gotta get on Twitter ASAP. Week 9 in the Always Sunday Football Podcast. I'm DC. I'm joined, as I always am, by John and Anthony. What's up there? What's up there, fellas?
What up?
Anthony, what's going on up there, bro? John, how you feeling? Look, if you throw up that way, because I don't want it coming down on me, all right? So we're going to take a look at the NFL slate. We're going to take a look at our league. We're going to have a little bit of fun. And these guys up here are sort of wearing matching shirts this time. Last time it was me and Anthony. Now these two guys are all decked out in the red. We look nice.
For the record, his looks a little more pink than mine looks red. Just saying.
It is definitely a flashier color. Let's take a look back at our 3 pick parlays from last week.
I'm going to say this. Me and Anthony were definitely wrong about the Giants and Jets.
Dude, my whole money line madness fucked anybody who thought about it.
As we mentioned, Anthony went 0 for 3. John, money line Jets, no good. Money line Giants, no good. Over 51.5. Dolphins, Lions. That was a winner for you.
Tell me you did it, Dave.
I didn't do it.
Damn it.
You had Moneyline Madness. I had under sadness. I had the under 40.5 for the Broncos Jaguars, which was correct. Okay, that was the morning game in London. I took the under there, the Lunder. Then I went under 41 in Panthers Falcons. That game shot out 70 plus points. And I went under 42.5 in Bears Cowboys. That game had 70 plus points as well. So yeah, my unders didn't play, but those games were fun to watch. So that's good, I guess.
We need to get better. This is a bad week.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe like football should stop being so weird this year. Maybe that's it.
Taking a look at this week, we'll just get it out of the way quickly, John. We'll rip the Band-Aid right off. The Jets are at home. They're giving 11 points to the Buffalo Bills, 46-point over-under here. John, what is your level of confidence that the Jets will not get completely embarrassed by the Bills?
I'm actually going to take – I think the spread is a little bit ridiculous against Buffalo and the Jets this week. I think this game is going to be a little bit closer than what people think. It's a divisional game. The Jets are no scrub of a team. They've played, pretty well this year. I do think that Buffalo is going to win this game, but the spread is just ridiculous.
Fair. So you're taking the Jets and you're taking those points.
I'm going to
just take the Bills covering. Sorry, it's going with what I thought. The Jets. Agree. The Jets. All of New York football has been playing very well, but I gotta get it. Like they're still doing their thing without Breece Hall, but Breece Hall would have been a different maker for me. I'm gonna take the Bills laying the points there.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where John's coming from. 11 points is a lot. The Jets' defense is very good, but I will also lay the points with the Bills. I think that the Jets will keep it close for a while, but the Bills eventually will figure it out, and Josh Allen's going to figure out a way to put up points on this team. And I do think it'll go over, though. Give me that over. Colts, Patriots, 40.5 point line. So this is a low-scoring game expected. And the Patriots are at home, and they're 5-point favorites. Anthony, how you feel about them Patriots?
I feel better about the Patriots than I do them Colts. I'll tell you that. They're a hot mess right now, dumpster fire, all over the place. So I'm gonna just take the under here, and the Patriots laying the points.
I'm gonna go with the Colts with the points in this game, but I am gonna go with the under as well.
So do you think the Colts are gonna win, or you just think they're gonna keep it close?
I think the Colts are going to keep it close.
I'm going to lay the points with the Patriots because it's Belichick at home versus a young quarterback. It's just that he's always got something up his sleeve to confuse a young quarterback. So I'll go ahead and lay those points with the Patriots there. The over/under tricky. I'll stay under just because again, the Colts are not. They're not going to have Jonathan Taylor. I don't know where they're putting up a ton of points on this defense. Dolphins, Bears. Dolphins have been fun. The Bears are getting fun. Bears are at home, and they're also getting 4.5 points with a 45.5 point over/under. Johnny, it's a Florida team, so you get to go first. Tradition is tradition.
Man, give me the points with Miami, but I'm going to go with the under this game.
I mean, like you said, the Bears have been getting that way. The Dolphins' defense not very good. I don't know if they're back healthy in the safety and cornerback position, but I'm going to take the Dolphins laying the points, and I see this game going over.
Same here. Dolphins points over. I do like a bunch of points to be scored in this game. The Bears, like I said, they're getting fun. I don't think their new receiver Chase Claypool is going to be a big contributor this week, but going forward, I think he's going to fit right in. Commanders at home facing the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are 3-point favorites as visitors with a 43.5 point over/under. I think this game could actually be pretty fun to watch. Both of these teams are playing pretty well. The Vikings on a 5-game win streak, the Commanders on a 3-game win streak. Where something's got to give, I guess. So, Anthony, where do you see it?
Heineke. I see the Vikings laying the points here, and I this is another one, right, where they just like lay it right at you to tell you to come get this spread right here. It's 43.5. It's gonna be a decent game. I'm gonna go with the over on this one.
I'm gonna go with the Commanders with the points, and I'm gonna go with the over.
You might as well, John.
Yeah, I just think that the Vikings are gonna cover on this one. The Commanders cover on this one, and that there's an over in this game.
Fair. I'll lay the points with the Vikings, and I will agree with the over. I think we all got the over on that one, but I'll take the Vikings. I just think they're a little bit too good right now.
Hawkins, what's he gonna do? Right? Maybe he's gonna spice things up a bit this week. I hope so.
First game with them, I don't know. It's tough. All these guys just got traded. I don't expect them to just like jump out and be awesome. I think they're gonna have to work into their roles, but I think they will. Bengals at home, hosting the Carolina Panthers, who are 7.5 point road dogs, 42.5 point over/under. Cincinnati, hot and cold. No Jamar Chase.
Oh, this is a tough one, man. Cincinnati didn't look good last week, but they got that firepower. But what I'm going to do is give me the points with Carolina. I think the spread is a little bit ridiculous. And let me go with the over on this game, though. I think that there's going to be some points scored on both sides. So give me the over, but I think the spread is a little bit ridiculous. Carolina has been playing a little bit better these past few weeks, so I'm going to take the points with Carolina.
I'm going to take Panthers getting those points there with the points. They have been playing consistently better after just giving away their best team player. But yeah, the Bengals have been so dicey, and I guess is Jamar Chase that glue that keeps it on fire? Maybe. So they don't have him, and that spread's. I'm personally staying away from that spread. I mean, yeah, like the Panthers just came off of scoring a whole bunch, but then they can go to sucking, right? I stay away.
I will take the Bengals and lay the points on this game. I also don't think Anthony understands how glue works. Packers visiting the Lions. Lions are home underdogs, 3.5 points with a 49.5 point line. Packers still being favored in games, even though the Lions have looked pretty crappy. Going to be ugly. Anthony, what do you think?
I think that if the Packers lose this game, huge problems. This is the team that everybody can score on. They're like the worst in everything.
Fire everyone.
Right? Like if Aaron Jones doesn't run for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw, like it's got it like the 50-point total. They got every game the Lions are in, they get to that total with them. So, but I want to give the Lions one more shot because everybody has beaten the Packers. So I'm gonna give them one more shot, and I'm taking the money line, and I'm gonna and I'm gonna go with the over.
Give me the points with the Lions. I think this is going to be a closer game. So give me the points with the Lions, and I'm going to go with the under this game.
Interesting. Okay. I'll take the over. I'll take the Packers and lay the points. And I will say that in a shootout game, the Packers end up winning it by a touchdown or something because the Lions find a way to turn it over at the end. You know what I mean? To not get it done. Chargers, Falcons. Falcons are at home. 3-point underdogs. Another 49.5-point line on this game, which I think is very interesting given just the Falcons offense. John, what do you think about the Falcons Chargers before we get to Anthony, who's heavily invested?
Yeah, I'm. This is an interesting matchup, but with the Chargers and I've said this earlier in the year. I don't think the Chargers coaching staff is that great, and with the pile of injuries that have happened to them in the receiver room, give me the money line this week for the Falcons.
And he feels disrespected, I can tell.
How fucking dare you, John? How fucking dare you? Give me the Chargers, as you should, with those points. Because yes, John, you know what? That first of all, they've played hot and cold, but they've gotten the passing down there without Keenan Allen, and they have their best wide receiver on the field already, and his name is Austin Eckler, John. Okay, so Chargers laying the points, and as we thought, the Chargers defense was really good. They're really just like getting scored on, so I could see this over here for sure.
I'm going to go under in this game because I don't think the Falcons, I don't see either of these teams really going crazy in scoring points. And so I'm more confident in the under than anything else. But I guess I'll lay the points with the Chargers as well. Raiders, Jaguars. Jaguars are at home. Plus 2.5. Fun to watch. 48.5-point over under. You know the rules, Johnny.
Both of these teams, I'm a little bit worried about the Raiders this year. They haven't been really scoring a lot of points. But the Jaguars have kept it close. Every loss that they've had, they've been competitive, and the Raiders have not looked competitive. So give me the Jaguars with the money line on this one, but give me the under on this game.
Interesting. I like it.
I'm gonna 100% agree. I'm gonna go with the same. The Raiders, lots of weapons. Problem, Derek Carr. So yeah, they haven't been, they've been hot and old. You know, I mean, Jacobs could just blow and win them the game, but I think the Jaguars, you know, if they don't run ETN into the ground, I think they're going to come out with this. So I'm going to take the Jaguars money line, and I'm going to take the under here as well.
Nice. I'll take the Jaguars with the points. I also think that the Jaguars might keep it close and or win, but I'll take the points. And I guess I could see an over, but no, I will also agree with you guys and go under. And I think that they will run ATN because he's probably their best offensive weapon right now. But I don't think there's any danger of him going into the ground just yet. Don't put that evil on me. Seahawks, Cardinals, 4 o'clock. Cardinals are at home, favored by 2, 49-point line. I am actually really interested in watching this game. I think it should be a lot of fun. These are two teams that score the football.
Yeah, they surprisingly, Geno Smith shows you what happens after a decade in the league of sucking and not playing.
Fine wine.
Right. Like a well smelled cheese.
Vino Smith. Vino, that should be his really good. That's his. You know what? God damn it! I gotta get on Twitter. We gotta wrap this thing up. I gotta get on Twitter ASAP.
Got you. I definitely could see this going over. The Cardinals have just been, you know, Hopkins comes back and that offense has just been pumping it. I'm gonna take the Cardinals here. I think Kyler Murray is gonna be the difference maker whether they win or lose here, and I think they'll pull it off. Take the Cardinals, laying the points and over.
John, what about the Sea Chickens?
Yeah, I see Anthony with taking the points with Arizona. I'm going to go with that, but I'm going to go with the under with the Arizona and Seahawks game. They played each other a couple of weeks ago, and it was a pretty low-scoring affair. I think it's going to be the same thing as it was last game at Seattle. They're going to be playing at Arizona. So give me the under because they didn't score a lot of points last game, so give me the under in this game.
For that exact reason, I'm going to say over. Although that's a really good stat out of you. I just think it's harder to play in Seattle, whereas I think Seattle on the road, their offense will travel really well. And so I'll take the over there. I will also take the Cardinals, though, lay those 2 points. I think the difference for this team is DeAndre Hopkins being back. If you've been watching closely since he's been back, he has solidified that offense. He's telling people where to go just as much as Kyler or anybody else is. People are like, he pulled Kyler aside when Kyler was having an argument with the offensive coordinator and the coach on the sideline. And he was the one who was I think he's really the leader of that team. So with all that being said, I'll take the Cardinals to keep scoring points and keep winning games. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are at home facing the Rams. These are two teams that are really in a big, bad mess right now. Bucs are favored by 3, which is the home point advantage. And you got 42.5 point over under.
Oh, it's absolutely a shit show. But if I would have to pick between both teams, give me the LA Rams with this game. The LA Rams have had this, if they're going to make any type of noise this week, it's going to be one of either other, it's going to be one of the other teams. But I think that the LA Rams, with being the Super Bowl champs, being in the situation they have with Matthew Stafford, and I just think that there's just a little bit more talent on this team. I think that they're kind of going through this weird stage, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers look more lost than the LA Rams. So give me the points with the Rams and give me the under on this game.
Yeah, the Bucs have definitely been off. I don't know. I feel like they're equally matched teams. If anything, like the Rams have no run game, where Tampa Bay hasn't had a good one, but they're a better run game. But I'm gonna take moneyline Rams here, and I think 42.5 is just too low for these two teams. So I'm gonna go over.
Interesting. I'll lay the points with the Buccaneers. I think that they can put it together here. Maybe I'm a fool for thinking that, eventually they're going to get it settled down and figured out. Maybe that's just going to burn me eventually, but they're at home. I don't think the Rams, as both of you guys, noted, are playing particularly great. Cooper Kupp certainly limited by that injury. He's probably going to play, but we probably won't see him at 100%. So I'll take the Bucs, but I'll take the over here. I think that the Buccaneers can score, 28 points. I think the Rams can score 25 points, something in that range. So I think we're in good shape. And the Sunday night game, Chiefs-Titans. Chiefs are at home. The disrespectful 12.5 point favorite to the visiting Titans. 45.5 point line. John, you're shaking your head.
Yeah, give me the points with Tennessee. This spread is absolutely ridiculous.
It's the Malik Willis spread.
What?
It's a Malik Willis spread.
I'm to a point. Yeah, give me the points with the Titans. Actually, I believe Ryan Tannehill is back this week. With Ryan Tannehill playing this game, give me the points with Tennessee. I think this game's a little bit closer than what people think. But give me the over on this game. I think Tennessee plays this game a little bit tighter than what people think.
Yeah, it's tough, right? They give you the spread's kind of like disrespectful, but like Chiefs are the number one scoring offense, right? So like they could beat teams by 2 touchdowns. But Derrick Henry is a monster to stop. So I'll have to agree. I'll take the Titans with the points, and I'll go with the over for sure.
So it looks like Tannehill traveled with the team. Update not expected before inactives. So he's still a game time decision, is Ryan Tannehill. So I think because originally the line was around 14, it came down to 12.5. But if Tannehill was announced playing, I think it would have come down even further than that. However, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to take the Titans and the points, and I will take the over in this game as well. The Monday night game, the New Orleans Saints. 2-point home dogs to the visiting Baltimore Ravens, 47.
Well, the Saints are pretty banged up in wide receiver, right? We know, no Michael Thomas. The Ravens don't have Rashad Bateman. I don't think Andrews will play, but we did see Isaiah Likely come in and step in. I'm going to take the Ravens laying the points. Lamar's going to get it done. I'm going to take the under here.
Yeah, I'm going to take the points with Baltimore this game. I don't think Bateman makes a really big crack at this offense. I think this offense is still going to be decent. They have Duvernay. They have Lamar Jackson. They're going to score some points. But I'm going to disagree with Anthony. I think this is the over because the Saints can score points as well. And Baltimore can also put up the scoreboard too. So I think this could be an over game.
Give me the under because Baltimore is banged up. Andrew's probably not going to play. That's tough. I will take the Saints with the points. Why not? Why not? They're at home. Let's get those points and let's keep it close. Sure. For Monday Night Thriller. Okay, so now it's 3-pick parlay time. Anthony, you got yours, or do you want to go to someone?
You already know what it is.
Hit it.
Money line madness, guys, and it's going to hit one time, all three. We're going to have the Rams, Jaguars, Lions, money line.
Interesting.
For a plus 12-15.
Ooh, nice. Okay, John, what do you got for me?
Yeah, give me the under for the Miami-Chicago game. Give me the money line for the Falcons. Give me the Jaguars money line.
I'm on the other screen, so I'll tell you mine, and then we'll go to what your number actually is. Mine is plus 596. It's Jaguars plus 2.5, Vikings minus 3, Titans plus 12.5. So it's a pretty low. It's plus 596. It's not too fancy. John, you're plus 909. Okay. Ooh. So that's good. So like a $1 bet would pay out $10. Okay, cool. So now let's take a look at last week's 3-man DK contest, shall we? Our DFS head-to-head. You guys excited?
Probably not. I feel like I've been on I was on a win streak, and then I've just been on a losing streak.
In third place this week, your boy Felly. Felly's lineup had Tua and Hill, who both went nuts, but then everybody else kind of pooped out. Saquon for the price didn't do very well. Josh Jacobs definitely didn't do very well. Olave didn't do very well. It was a disappointing game. 129.48. Jonny and I were close. Again, it was a 1.5-point victory for myself. Johnny's team had Jared Goff, Tony Pollard, and DJ Moore all blowing up, which were great plays. Pierce and Lamb had nice days. Actually had a really nice day from just about everybody on the team. Olave was the one with the little bit of a disappointment for his price. But overall, good showing for John. But I was able to squeak by about 1.5 points. I had Tua, Tyreek Hill, Dante Foreman, DJ Moore. I actually had a 0, and I still won this one because I ended up with 13 from Sanders. So I squeaked by another win, and I'm on a little bit of a win streak now, too. I think it's like 3 or 4 in a row. So that's pretty good.
God damn it, man.
It's close. It was close.
I did say my goal was to get better at DK, and I'm getting
there.
I'm getting it.
You're actually showing some improvement because I think you were second place the last 2 weeks, right?
Third.
3 weeks?
Yeah, I wasn't doing well, man.
Ooh, all right. Well, now it's time to turn our attention to our fantasy football league in week 8 and look at some results. We had some very wild, some very crazy, some very extreme results in this week's games. So, Anthony, why don't you head it off with one of your hero?
My hero, and it's shocking to say this name in this portion of the segment because it's usually my GOAT, is none other than Omar. Omar, outstanding team, was semi-outstanding this week. And pulled off, I believe it's the closest win of the week, closest game of the week. He came through, beating one of the better teams in the league, with also having a 0 on his squad. A little banged up, golden showers. He had a couple people on the bench, that outscored, and he could have played, maybe made the difference. But for this week, Omar, you're my fucking hero because I needed you to do that, bro.
There it is.
My hero is no other than Sweep the Leg this past week. What a performance. Two 40-point scores from Christian McCaffrey with 40.26 points. A.J. Brown going absolutely bananas with 42.6
Steroids.
60 points. Also, DeAndre Hopkins, 36.9 0 points. And to top that off with Jalen Hurts, another 20-point scorer. Aaron Jones, that's going to be.
You're gonna fucking list every goddamn one and remind me of.
Travis Etienne.
Yeah,
Travis
Travis
Etienne. Put some
Etienne
respect on his
just
name.
goes absolutely nuclear with 32.2, with a total score of 238 points and 36 points. Sweep the Leg absolutely annihilated the Sizzler, being the top scorer this week, and you are my hero for this week, and you are the reason why you are on top of your division. So keep it up, Sweep the Leg. You are kicking some fucking ass.
John, you literally mentioned every fucking player on his team.
And
You might as well
you should
also add.
as well.
Even his bench player, only available bench player scored over 20 points.
That is true. You know what? That's a good point. I should have started Rondale Moore over Cortland Sutton.
250, bro.
I would have, yeah. But yeah, I think that's the largest score in the history of our league. So there you go. My hero this past week was Team Blumpkin. Okay, my hero was Team Blumpkin. He won his game against Tyler Fight Club in another relatively close contest. It looked like for a little while that he might not win it. He got a 0 from Harrison Bryant, still pulled out the roughly 10-point victory and took control. Well, maybe not total control, but he's definitely in first place in the J-Chuck division with a nice overall point total, putting him in a really solid position. So that was a win that he needed there, just based on, I guess, just like all of the different 4-3 teams. A lot of the 4-3 teams lost. So for him to win in a game that he needed to win against Tyler Fight Club, an inferior opponent, big win, keeps pace with the league leaders. My GOAT for this week was the lowest scoring team in the league, unfortunately. Generally speaking, when we talk about the highest scoring team, we're like, oh, hey, you played the highest scoring team, nothing you could have done there. Anthony had the lowest score in the league this week, 104.14. Sizzler. Now, here's the thing. The reason why, now Sizzler also pulled a 0 from the same guy. I pulled a 0 from in my DFS lineup, actually. Lowest score in the league. That's going to be GOAT worthy pretty much every time. But here's the issue. The issue is he had 1 million buys, and that's fine. But the way that you made, like, if you look back at the transactions that Anthony made over the course of like Saturday and Sunday, and I think maybe even Friday, to keep swapping guys in and out and flipping, I'm going to start this guy. No, I'll start that guy. Wait, no, wait, hold on a second. Let me start this guy. No, hold on, wait. No, I'm going to start that guy. This man had no plan. He knew he had 1 million buys coming into this week. The reason why Anthony's my GOAT is because he knew he had a big game against my team. We didn't know what my team was going to do, but he knew he had a big game against my team. He had no plan. He came in with no quarterback. He came in with nobody. He's just like, nah, I'll figure something out. It's going to be fine. Everything will work out.
I had to wait for the quarterback till Saturday.
I got a bunch of trades going out there. Something's going to click. It'll be great. It'll be fine. This man had no plan whatsoever. And for that, he's my GOAT. Anthony, who's your GOAT this week?
I was sending out the fucking line.
Yeah, I was looking at it, John. You had to see, because I'm watching this man change his lineup, and by the minute, bro, he was like, "I got this guy now. I got that guy now. I got this guy." And I'm just like, "Oh my god, I'm lucky."
The best guy I should have played. I actually picked him up for this week, and I think he'll do all right. Khalif Raymond.
Right. But man, it's so funny because it's just like one after the other. And then it's so funny because at one point, the score, I was beating him like dead. He was already dead. It was like 3:30. It was like 3:30 in the afternoon. I had my team was just completely annihilating him. And he goes, I should have kept Raymond. Like 10 points would have mattered. It was great. He's like, I should have kept Raymond. I was like, I I see dead people.
Well, I
Okay.
meant it more for a long term because, like, I think he's gonna be. I dropped him. I thought somebody was gonna pick him up.
John, he lost by 134 points. I should have kept Raymond.
I should have.
You could have added up all of the Raymond scores, every Raymond there is.
My GOAT this week is going to be 11 amateurs and 1 pro. Beer Muscles handing 11 amateurs his 3rd straight loss in a row by a landslide of 165.8 points versus 110.44. And 11 amateurs and 1 pro started off the season 5-0. And you losing 3 in a row is not a good sign. He started 2 zeros with George Pickens and Barrios. I don't even know why. When you could have simply started Duvernay or Romeo Dobson to give you a more respectable, somewhat respectable lineup instead of throwing up these straight donuts. And for that, 11 amateurs and 1 pro is my GOAT.
He puts the O in Barrios.
Yeah, man. How could you be playing? Well, Barrios is one of those Instagram thirst trap guys, and his handle is Honey Nut Barrios. So he had your boy 11 amateurs 1 pro had 2 Honey Nut Barrios in his score this week in his lineup, 1 from Pickens and 1 from Barrios.
My GOAT is the opposite of my hero, and that is the Golden Showers. Okay.
Yes, well deserved.
Well, worst team in the league you're going up against, at least worst record in the league. You have that
talking about how hot his team was.
Right? We were sitting here, we were hyping you up, my guy, and then you come around, we're the fucking worst team in the league. Just straight disrespect to us. We're spending our time here talking about you. We're here talking about you, and this is what you do.
Denzel Washington meme where he's like, "You motherfuckers."
I'm putting cases on all you bitches. But you had I don't know if Swift was shaky or iffy going into the game, but if you start Jamal Williams, you win. If for some reason you were like, I'm going to start Antonio Gibson over Melvin Gordon, you win.
Yeah, he's put himself. He's in a bad couple spots. Like the Swift situation is a bad spot because Swift is like you have to start him if he plays, but you really shouldn't be starting him if he plays. You should be still starting Williams. It's kind of weird that's
they're basically both startable.
But the injury with Swift, it's a bad situation where he's not going to get his full work, and anything that involves heavy banging, which is down in the goal line or whatever, Williams is going in. So he's in a bad. He's sort of like having that handcuff. He is the one who's handcuffed.
Right? When handcuffing goes wrong,
yeah, for real. It was supposed to be a fun little thing. We were supposed to have a good time.
Well, and shaky Devontae Smith, I guess, because of all those steroids.
The problem is that and we said it. The biggest concern with me going into the season, and the reason why I almost didn't keep AJ Brown was because I didn't think there would be enough balls to go around. Like I didn't think there would be enough passing volume in that offense. And I'll tell you, there were 2 games I think where Smith went berserk. Brown didn't do anything in those games, so I'm still right. But it seems like it's developing more because obviously Goddard had a huge game. Brown had a big, not huge, but a nice game. As the season goes along, we'll hope to see more passing volume, but this was the concern going into the season with the Eagles is, can Hurts support multiple elite, passing options? And, you have to say yes because AJ Brown and Goddard, I have to think, are among that level, but Smith is the odd man out right now.
Fuck you, Smith.
Yeah. It's a shame, but that's what happens. Sometimes that's what happens when you're on such a good team. There's so many really good players. What are you gonna do? San Francisco, that's gonna start to happen in San Francisco too. So looking ahead to week 9 in our league, which is now the second half of the season, everybody, it's official. We're like on the downside of this roller coaster, cruising. My key matchup, are the teams that I just spoke about. And that is Sizzler facing off against Team Blumpkin. Sizzler came off a brutal loss Blumpkin just came off a big win. This is the part where I can say there's really nothing Sizzler could have done. He was going to lose that game. It doesn't matter. However, at 4-4, going against a 5-3 team who he was just in that group conversation with, they're all going to be battling for spots. This is a game that the Sizzler kind of really doesn't want to drop. You don't want to lose this game. He's got most of his players back full power. The Blumpkin, Josh Allen, Gabe Davis. He's got Dante Foreman, which was a great waiver wire pickup. Turns out his team is very strong. We talked about it. This is going to be a huge game, not only for the week, but for playoff implications going forward.
My key matchup, and we're going to have a name for it. It's the game of the exposed, the exposure game. 11 amateurs versus the Drunken Bums, the two exposure teams. Who's going to expose the other one more? Who's going these guys are on, they were at the top of their division on a losing streak. They should, can they lose themselves out of a playoff position? Well, one of these guys is going to push one of the other guys further away. The question is, who's it going to be?
That's right. One of these chumps has to lose.
Speaking of chumps, my week 9 matchup of the week is the bottom of the barrel of the Baldwin and J Chuck divisions facing off at each other, which is Omar and the Tyler Fight Club. One of these teams is going to be fighting for the bottom of the barrel, the Natty Ices of fantasy football and this Always Sunny in Sayreville Football League. It's absolutely a shit show right here. But both teams, a lot's on the line. I think that whoever loses this matchup, pretty much the season's over for you. And whoever wins this game gets an opportunity to keep himself alive, having an opportunity in the playoffs. Omar coming off a win, a big upset, and TFC, we just don't know. He has a lot of potential, got a lot of firepower, but he's really relying on Cincinnati scoring a lot of points. This is my key matchup. Let's see who gets the Natty Ices.
One loser. One loser is gonna knock out the other loser, like officially.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. Let them, eliminate themselves, and we'll do the other things. So it turns out that this week actually has some really, really good games in it. Okay, so now John just mentioned that one of the games is kind of the worst, but it also has huge implications because it's essentially ending one team's season and giving one team that last breath of hope. The Beer Muscles Gotham Rogues matchup is kind of ugly, okay, but it becomes extremely sexy if the Beer Muscles wins that game. Okay, if the Gotham Rogues continues to lose, which they've been losing as well, quietly they're on a bad losing streak as well. If the Beer Muscles beats the Gotham Rogues, that makes things really, really juicy. Now, good games that we didn't talk about, the Moth and the Golden Showers. Okay, the Moth, this is another one where it just makes things really super sexy. Anthony, you talked about how the Golden Showers, we just hyped him up and he lost. Well, if he turns around and loses again to a 3-5 team, then he is the fraud of the second half of the season because, he can't lose these two games. And again, Beer Muscles and the Moth turn around and go to 4-5, pushing the other two teams to 4-5. Oh my goodness. Now we have ourselves a league. And then the game that we don't usually do this, but we have to discuss the 6-2 sweep the leg versus the 5-3 PBJ. These are two pretty strong teams. Obviously, me and Johnny going head to head this week. But this game, record wise, team wise, lineup wise, and discussing all the things we did with the playoff positions last week, this game is a key matchup as well. So honestly, every game this week really has some sort of appeal, and it should be a really, really fun week. And I can't wait to break it all down next week. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is how we want it. We want all those top guys to lose one down so that when you get to the last 2 weeks, 3 positions are undecided. That's awesome. That's the way you want it.
Right, exactly. So yeah, the longer, like we talked about, the longer we can make the season, the longer we can keep teams jumbled up and keep players and keep teams where everybody's within reach of somebody else, it should be pretty cool. So as long as I win and everybody else loses, that should be the case. That should happen. So hopefully that happens. So that's it, guys. Thanks for joining me. and I'll see you guys next week, where it's always Sunday.